Now, we've had a lot of Sitivien knives on the channel. Now, my favorite, of course, being the ST152 in K110 at $30. I think this is the best $30 knife out there. That's just my personal opinion. But what you may not know is that this brand also makes premium knives as well. And today we're going to take a look at two of them. Brands that go from premium knives and make budget lines, but this is kind of the reverse. We have a budget knife brand primarily known for its budget knives making premium knives. The cool thing here though is that they've kind of cut corners in creative ways to make the price point far lower for this type of material than you would expect. So I'm going to actually put the listing right here on Amazon so you can just see where we're talking as far as the price points are concerned. We have marbled carbon fiber here and a titanium overlay with a little, like, I think this is an anodized titanium pivot collar on both sides. We have a milled titanium pocket clip. Once again, more titanium. And it's a steel liner. So really cleverly done here in that they have a premium look, but they've cut some costs by being able to make it a steel liner. It's a lot more complicated to mill a solid piece of titanium. So cool on that front. They also have a really nice approach for using a lanyard. I actually much prefer this to some of the other variants you've seen where there's a hole going all the way through. It just kind of always gets in the way, and based on where this pocket clip exists, I don't think they could have done anything else. So nice job there. It is a front flipper in design. I like and I don't like this. I like the length of the front flipper. I just would like to see these a little closer together and a little bit more aggressive. Now, I'm being very nitpicky because it's still a premium knife and I want it to kind of have everything correct. The other thing is you could see there's a fuller here on the knife blade. Really looks very nice, by the way, on the opening. But you can't access it from the outside. It's mostly for looks. This is in M390 blade steel. It is called the ST992. So I love the look, especially in its open form. It is a very comfortable knife in hand, so that's great. And then, you know, there's some other things to point out. For one thing, there is no jimping on the lock bar. In fact, it's chamfered, so it's a little bit difficult to get access to, and there's not a lot of cutout here. Now, I know this is done primarily for aesthetics, but I would very much sort of like to seen access that would make this easier to close. About 40% on the lockup, but yeah, the lack of access to this lock bar, I think that's something that they can improve on in the future. Still, the action is very, very, very good. No problems there, no grittiness in the bearings. All of that is pretty good. Not much more to say here. If you're looking for maybe an entry into something with M390, might not be a bad call. Get used to the action. The front flipper works really well, and it has a nice milled clip. Now, this is going to be right hand only for the most part. I mean, obviously you could use it as a left-hander, but that's not really what it was designed for. Not bad. Not bad, in my opinion. I kind of want to see some improvements, especially to the lock bar access, and I really feel like it would have benefited, even though it maybe looked a little bit different, coming out a little bit more and giving me the ability to use that fuller to, well, to a much higher extent. That's my thoughts on the 992. Now, this other model, oh man, I am a huge fan of whatever this is. This marbled carbon fiber with the green and the green anodized titanium overlay. This is very pretty. I like it quite a bit. It is a flipper knife, once again with a milled pocket clip with matching anodization to the bolsters here, as well as in the back, once again with that really nice lanyard slot. I actually really like the way they've done this one. And the flipper tab, once again, I would love to see more aggressive jimping. There's not a lot of flipper tab here, so it's really important that you can actually reach it. Thankfully, because of its position, which is far above the pivot, it's incredibly easy to actuate. And the action here, once again, really, really good. And just like the other one, there's no access to allow you to reverse flick the knife. Like, it's there, but it's not enough for using your thumb or reverse flicking. It feels like a lost, you know, kind of opportunity. And what they could have done is that maybe from a design aspect, continue this curvature, curve it all the way around, kind of sweeping up and then back down to the tip. I think that would make for a much, well, a very pretty blade, to be honest. And that would then give you access to all of the other opening options. So that was like a missed opportunity I really think they could have done. Now, I do like how it starts a little bit further out with the sharpened edge, allowing me to get a full choke up on that blade, which is done very nicely, by the way. And I think this one is an S35VN, and it's the ST90. Once again, they've been able to trim some of the corners on price by making it a steel liner lock versus the frame lock or bolster lock, titanium bolster lock design, which you might see with even more premium knives. The price point being under $100, kind of insane for what you're getting here on materials. I just would very much like to see some of these small changes. Now, unlike the other one, I feel like this lock bar access is a lot easier, especially right here. I can get my finger in there no problem. That is definitely something that I think is a little bit better than the 992, but the looks of the 992 really are quite appealing. Both knives, I think it's a great starting point. They have other models that are in their premium line I have not yet tried, but if this is what we're looking at and they keeping the price right, I think there's a place for them. I'm actually a bigger fan of the S35 blade steel than I am of M390 personally, but I do know a lot of people that prefer this particular one. So really well done here. For me personally, I'm not going to end up keeping these. When it comes to the one knife from Sitivien, I don't think I'll ever swap out the 152 unless they come out with something in similar prices with the K110. But yeah, really, really cool. Now, once again, because I'm not going to end up using these personally, we will end up giving them away in the future, and actually have quite a few giveaways planned towards the end of the year. So stay tuned for that. I'll be posting it on Maxlvledc EDC.com when that time comes. Don't worry, you will not miss it. I'll post in the community section on YouTube. But these will be two knives that we will definitely be giving away. So as always, thank you for your time. I do appreciate it, and we'll talk again soon.